Good morning, students. My name is Arva, and today's topic is Kirchhoff law. Kirchhoff law, and this is basically the scientist Kirchhoff has given two laws, one about the current and the second one about the voltage. One for current and second one is for voltage. So basically first we understand what is current law and then voltage, and then with the help of some live network problems we'll understand this Kirchhoff law very well. Okay, we have so many examples. Okay, so first I want to tell you something about the current law. For example, this is our junction point. Now you will first let me give you the law and then I will tell you what you mean by junction point. Okay, so this is my junction point, and let's say the current I1 is going in. Let's say the current I2 also coming to this, and let's say I3 is going out. Let's say. So what does this implies? It implies that I1 plus I2 is must be equals to I3. This is basically about the current law. Means whatever is coming in has to go out. So by convention, if you ask me where will be the negative and positive sign, so basically whatever coming at the junction will be positive, and whatever going out, look, current I3 is going out, so whatever is going out, by convention we take it as negative. Okay, and whatever coming to the junction positive and going out is positive. So I3 direction will be negative, and I1 and I2, since it is coming towards the junction, so positive, and this I3 is going out. Okay, so basically this is the current law. Now what does this imply? This implies that, look, sink and source, this is the junction point. Junction means also called nodal point. Node, what do you mean by this? At this point there will be no current at all. Whatever is coming in has to go out. So at this point there is no current. This is neutral point. So if you are basically standing over here, so what will you expect? Two currents coming in and one current going out. So junction means the point of node where there is no total energy is conserved. Node means total energy conserved. What does node implies? Total energy conserved, or we can say no current at all at this point. This is called junction point, where no current is there. Okay, now the second is, this will be more clear to you when I will take some examples for you. Okay, so this is a voltage law. What does voltage says? In a voltage law you will get to understand when we will have some examples of it. Okay, so let's go towards the example. First I will tell you one very simple thing. Suppose you have a resistance like this or like this. So in this is called network. What does this call? This is called network. Why it is called network? Because there is no voltage source, there is no current source, nothing is there. So this is called network problem. Okay, whenever you are going to solve this type of resistance, so you will say network problem. But if I suppose this is my resistance, and if I connect this resistance with my cell, battery, means voltage source, this is my voltage source. So basically when I connect with resistance with this voltage, then I will say voltage source, this is my voltage source. When I will connect this resistance with voltage source, then I will say the network is live. So then what I will say, network is live, or live network live, and this is called circuit. You call this as circuit. So this is my circuit problem and this is my network problem. So this is the difference between network and circuit, just to give additional information. Okay, so let's take one example of it. Okay, let's say we have a resistance over here also, and let's say we have a voltage source over here. Okay, and again we have a resistance, again we have a resistance. Let's say now the direction is opposite. Okay, let's just take two circuit problem, one this loop, one this loop. Okay, two circuits are there. Since why I'm calling this circuit, because we have a voltage source over here. I will give you more information about voltage source and ampere source as we goes on in this lecture. Okay, so don't worry. First, understand Kirchhoff law. What is Kirchhoff law? So these two statements, current law and voltage law, is this applicable in this? Can we, with the help of this law, can we solve this circuit? Yes, we can solve. So I have tell you about Kirchhoff current law. Now I am going to tell you in this circuit current law as well as voltage law, so that you will understand this. Okay, so this is my circuit problem. Let's say we have small resistance to right now we are taking, just to understand the concept, and let's say it is also 1 ohm. Let's say we have a voltage source 6 volt and 4 volt. Okay, first what you have to understand is that first we will do very systematically. Step 1 is solution. Step 1 is, first step is, first name the circuit. Okay, so let's start from here. A, this is my junction point, that's why I'm giving it name B. C, it's not a junction point, I know. Let's just name it. First name it A, B, C, D, E and F. Okay, so right now we have two closed circuit. First you have to choose closed circuit. If you say to me, okay, how many closed circuits are you getting in it? First is A, B, E, F and A. Okay, first closed circuit is A, B, E, F and A. This is my first closed circuit. Second closed circuit will be B, C, D, E, D. Okay, second closed circuit. Can you find the third one also? Yes, I can find A, B, C, D, F, A. A, B, C, D, E, F and A again. So we have 3 circuits, closed circuits. Okay, and if you find more, it's also alright. Now what I want you to understand is, you can take any of these 3 circuits and solve the entire problem. So I will take this first loop and this second loop. I will first solve them separately and then find the parameters and variables. Suppose the question is, find out the current going through CD branch. CD branch. My question is the current going through CD branch. Or let's quite change this parameter. Let's say it is a 4 ohm resistance. 4 ohm resistance. Current going through CD branch, that is 4 ohm resistor. This is my question. What is the current passing through 4 ohm resistor? Okay. So how can you solve this question? You can solve it by taking, first understand the concept. I'm taking 2 loops. What is my first loop? My first loop is A, B, E, F and A. And what about my second loop? Second loop is B, C, D, E and B. Closed loop you have to take. Okay, closed loop, because we have to apply Kirchhoff's second law, that is voltage law. Okay, so closed loop you have to take any closed loop. But now we have to start. Look, I have taken A. So whenever, whatever the point you choose, you have to come at that point. I started from A, B, E and F. A, B, E, F. So don't just drop your pen over here F. No, you have to again travel to A also. Then only your closed loop will complete. A, B, E, F and A. Don't just do A, B, E, F. So you understand, okay, this is also closed. No, it is not a closed loop. It will be like this. This is not a closed loop. When condition of closed loop, where you have a start, you have to end your pen point over there. Okay, so this is the definition of closed loop. Now, quite some basic rule I will tell you. This is my resistance. Okay, so if the current direction will be in this, current will be in this direction, what does it imply? Always across the resistance, voltage drops. Okay, current is in this direction and current always flows from higher potential towards the lower potential, right? So it means higher potential towards the lower potential. So when current will go from here to here, it means there is a, at this point, when you jump from here to here, there is a voltage drop. Voltage drop at the end of this point. Yes, so from in resistor plus to minus, if it's not all about where current flowing, it's about where you are traversing. So for example, I'll let me explain you more about this, so you will get better understanding of it. For example, this is resistor and let's say current is in this direction. So you know that current always, and let's say this is my bed cell is attached like this, and plus and minus. So current always follows plus to minus rule. So plus, so you copy plus here and here minus. Okay, so basically if current is going in, if you don't put plus minus also, and if you know that direction of current will be in this direction, current will traverse in this direction, so it means this must be plus and this must be minus. That's why current is traveling in this direction. Now you have to choose your direction, your traversing direction. Which direction? Traversing direction. You have to choose your traversing direction. Traversing means the path you are moving into. You are moving in. For example, if this is, you are moving in this direction, so you are moving in the direction of current, that is from plus to minus. Plus to minus means voltage is high here and low here, so voltage is dropped. So it means now you will take negative direction. Now you will say I am in the potential drop direction, so you will take current, you will take negative sign. Okay, suppose the resistance is R and current is I, so you will say minus IR. Why minus? Because you are going from high towards the low potential, and by chance if this is the same circuit, of course current will go from plus to minus, current will be in this direction, but now you are traversing in this direction, your direction path is in this direction. Okay, so current is positive and negative, so current will go in this direction. Now your traversing direction is from minus to plus, so you are in higher potential, you are going from lower towards the higher potential. You towards the higher potential, it means you are in increase in potential direction. So basically you will say it is plus IR. If this R resistance, current is flowing I, so you will take potential as plus because you are in increasing potential direction. So hope this is clear to you, and now we'll come to our problem. Okay, again I will just copy it over here so that okay, let's be here. Now I will choose my direction, any direction you want. If you want to go from E, F, A, B, E, you want to go from B, E, F, A, any, but always remember, where you have started, you have to end at that point only. This is the basic rule. Okay, now let's say I have start my direction, I'm choosing A B E F A, first loop A B E F A. Okay, now what will be my traversing direction? It's up to me. It's not like that where current is flowing, it's up to where I am traversing. Okay, so first we distribute the current. This is, and if you want to start from this circuit, you can start from this circuit also, no issues. Okay, I'm starting from here. So this is my plus and this is my minus. Current is in this direction. Let's say current is flowing I1, let's say. Okay, first loop, so I just take I1. Here there is no resistance, so no potential, no current drop. Same wire, same wire. Here also no current, no resistance, so same current I1 will go through it. Same current I1, same current I1. Now look, here is your junction. Junction means the point. This is A point, is not your junction point. Why? Because it is a single wire. Current is not, there is not a bifurcation of the current. Current is not dividing from here. But at this point current is dividing. There are two wires. One is this wire and other is this wire. So you have two wires over here. Current will travel in this direction also and in this, that is along BC and along BE. So current, so now I1 is coming here. This is my junction point because two wires are going through it. Current is bifurcating at this point. Now again at point C, current is not single wire is here, single wire. No current is dividing at the point C. So this is C point is not a junction. Again D point is not a junction. Again E point is junction. Why E point is junction? Because here there are three wires. This wire and two wires are going out. Okay, now again F point is not a junction point. Why? Because single wire is going to A. Okay, so now I1 is coming to B. Let's divide this I1. So let's say I2 is going here. Let's say I2 is going here, and remaining current is I1 minus I2. I1 minus I2, which is going in this branch. I1 minus I2. I1 minus I2. I1 minus I2, I1. Current will not bifurcate. This is not a junction point because no other wires are going through it. Okay, only single wire is connected. Now again at point D, current will not divide because it is not a junction point. No other wires or with resistance is there, so current will not divide here. Now again, when current at this branch, DE branch, again we have current I1 minus I2. Now look, this point E, from top I2 is coming, right? And here I1 minus I2. So remember, we have first current law, first Kirchhoff law, current law, which says the current coming towards the junction. If you are standing at the point E, what will you see? Two currents, I2 and I1 minus I2 is coming towards the junction E, right? So towards the current, always positive. So I2 plus I1 minus I2, we have to, at the point E, you have to add coming current. Coming current is I1 minus I2, and from top, from BE branch, we have I2. I2 is coming, and from here we have I1 minus I2. So at junction E, what is happening? I1 plus, we have to add both the current. So if you add, it means only I1 will left. Okay, so whatever current is coming, this is coming in. So what we are left with I1. It means only I1 will go out. Okay, so if you are standing at point E, you will see I1 is going out, and I2 and I1 and minus I2, they are adding, you are adding them, and then only left with I1, so I1 will go out. So whatever be at the junction E is a nodal point. Nodal point means no energy is there, energy is conserved. It means no sink and no source. Okay, no current at the junction. At the junction, whatever coming in will go out. Okay, and one more trick is there. If in this loop, look at the closed loop A, B, E, F and A. At this closed loop, only in this loop I1 is going. So you make sure only I1 will come out at last. And here we have I1 minus I2. So make sure here only I1 and minus I2 is running all over the loop. Okay. Now again I1 is going through it. Again this is a single, just a wire extended. So I1, again I1 from A, we have now distributed the current. We have according to current law we have distributed everything. If you are at the point B, so what at the point B is doing at the P, if you are standing over at P, you will see I1 minus I2 and this branch I2, these current are going out and coming current is I1. So I1 basically leads to I1 since it is coming towards the junction at junction B. So what is happening at junction B? Current I1 is coming, it means positive, and what is going out? It must be equals to I1 minus I2 going out. So it must positive I1 minus I2 and I2 is going out, so plus I2. So can you see? I1 is equals to I1. So LH is equals to RHS at point B, at junction point B. Okay. So now we have distributed the current. Now we will see second law, which says voltage law. Voltage law says across closed loop, if you are traversing in a closed loop, voltage delta V, change in the voltage is 0. It means constant. What it says, delta V is equals to 0. It means change in voltage across a closed loop is 0. For example, if in first loop A, B, E, F, A, this is my closed loop. So voltage, there may be a voltage rise at some point, there may be a voltage drop at some point. So overall voltage is constant or equals to 0. Overall voltage is equals to 0. So let's check it. Okay. First loop is, we will solve first loop. Okay. First loop says, and first we know that this is my first loop and this is my direction of current. We have distributed everything. Now it upon you which direction you want to travel. Okay, traversing direction you have to choose. Suppose I choose this direction, I will go around first loop like this. That is, I'm also going from A, B, E, F, A. This is my traversing direction. My traversing direction is from A to B, B to E, B to E, E to F, and again F to A. This is my traversing direction, my path. Okay, this is my path. Now, let's start from the point A point. As you move towards A point, you know that across the resistance there may be a voltage drop. Okay, so current is coming in this it means this must be plus and this must be minus, and you are going from A to B. So across the branch AB, when you cross this from plus to minus, it means you are what you are going through, you are going in the direction of voltage drop, plus to minus. So it means voltage will drop, it means negative, you have to take negative. What is this current I1? Oh, sorry. Okay, so first from A to B we are traversing. So current, what will be the voltage of it? Will be minus of I1. I1 is going across this branch, I1 into R1. What is this? R is 1 ohm. So I1 into 1. Why I am taking minus? Because I am going in lower potential, higher to lower. Okay, now come from this AB, AB, now B to E. What is B to E? B to E, look, current is going in this direction and I am also traversing in the direction of current, that is from plus to minus. So look, if you are going, I am also going from B to A, it means lower potential, higher to lower potential. Again the direction is minus, it means minus of I2 into 2. Minus of I2 into 2. Okay, now next branch is EF. What EF? Look, if you are going through EF, there is no resistance. Okay, we have a cell of potential 6 volt. So you are going in this direction, from E to F you are going. So look, this is minus and this is plus. So lower potential to higher potential. You are going from lower potential to higher potential. It means it must be positive. So plus 6 volts. Okay. Okay, if suppose this is my battery, and if this is plus and this is minus, and I'm going in this direction, my path. So if I'm going from plus to minus, it means lower potential, and if my path is in this direction, it means minus to plus, so it will be higher potential. Okay, so right now from E to F, I'm going from minus to plus, it means lower to higher potential, so I have taken plus 6, sign is plus. Now again from F to A, there is no voltage drop because it is a single wire. Okay, so there is no voltage drop across it. So look, there is a low potential and there is a rise in potential. So what second law says? Rise in potential, rise and fall of potential. So total potential equals to 0. In a closed loop, we have traversing from A to A, and in a closed loop, so my total will be equals to 0. Look, this is low potential because negative, and this is high potential. So rise and fall of potential will give you 0. So let's rewrite our equation. Minus I1 minus of 2I2 plus 6 is equals to 0. This is my equation 1. Now let's solve my second loop. Second loop is, and again I'm traversing in this direction. You can take any direction you want. Okay, so again from B, I'm starting from B, C, I'm going from B to C, C to D, B to C, C to D, D to E, D to E, and again B. Okay, this is my path. I've chosen my path now. So let's start from the point A. Look, from B to C, I'm in the direction of current, and current always goes from plus to minus. So I'm in lower potential direction, plus to minus. So this current, what current is going across this branch? BC branch. BC branch current is I1 minus I2. Okay, fine. I1 minus I2 current, and since I'm going from higher potential towards the lower potential, so it will be negative. And what is the resistance? Resistance is 2. Okay, I into R gives you potential drop. Now come across this branch CD. CD current is from plus to minus. Okay, from higher to lower. So again we will take sign negative. Current is I1 minus I2. And what is the resistance? Resistance is 4 ohm. Right? Again, now come across this branch D to E. Look, from D to E, this is, you are traversing in this direction. My direction is from D to E. Okay, traversing direction D to E. So look, plus to minus. So I am going from higher potential towards the lower potential. So now my voltage is minus 4. Are you getting my point? From D to E, I am going from plus to minus, that is from higher to lower potential. It means I am going in lower potential direction, so I will take sign negative. So it will be minus 4 volts. Okay, now E to B. Okay, look carefully. Look, my direction is from E to B. E to B I am going, and current is from B to E. Current direction is from B to E, and I am going E to B. So look, I am going from lower to higher potential, lower minus to plus direction. So now it will be positive. Plus, and what is the current in this branch? It's I2. So I2 into 2. Okay, clear? I'll again tell you. I will again discuss this thing to you. Okay, so don't worry, be relaxed. What I am doing, I am going from, because I have to traverse along this loop. Okay, so traversing, my direction is from, look, my arrow will go in this direction, that is from E to B. But in this branch, when we had distributed the current is along this direction, that is from B to E. Current direction is from B to E. This is the direction of current, B to E. And my path is from E to B. Current always flows from positive to negative, and I am going from negative to positive. So higher potential. So I am going to higher potential. Higher means positive. So I have to take sign here positive. So again, second law says, whatever there may be rise of potential and there may be drop of potential. So overall potential in a closed loop equals to 0. So again rewriting this equation, into 2, let's write 2 over here, minus 4 into I1 minus I2. Okay, 4 multiplied by this, minus 4 plus 2I2 is equals to 0. So let's take out this common, I1 minus I2 common, and I'm left with minus 2 minus 4 plus 2I2 is equals to 0. So now I1 minus I2 minus 6 minus 4 plus 2I2 is equals to 0. So it will be minus minus 6 I1 minus I2 minus 4 plus 2I2 is equals to 0. So this is my equation number 2. Students, one more thing, if you want to notice, this is 2 loop. So I have just 2 variables, one variable I1 and another variable I2. So if you have 3 loops, you will get 3 variables, I1, I2 and I3. If you have 4 loops, you will get 4 variables, I1, I2, I3 and I4. Okay, so right now I have 2 loops and 2 variable I1 and I2 and 2 equation, 1 and 2. So we can easily solve it now. Minus of I1 minus of 2I2 plus 6 is equals to 0. My first equation, minus of 6 I1 minus I2 minus 4 plus 2I2 is equals to 0. These 2 equations. Okay, from this equation I will get minus of 6I1 plus 6I2 minus 4 plus 2I2 is equals to 0. I think I should have solved it earlier also, but I forgot. Okay, no problem, I'll solve it right now. Plus 8I2, 6 plus 2 is 8, minus 4 is equals to 0. So this is basically my equation 1. And now let's rewrite. I just have arranged it, so let's take it 3. No issues. Okay, so again combine this, minus of I1 minus of 2I2 is equals to minus 6, just 6 in this direction, minus of 6I1 plus of 8I2 is equals to 4. When 4 will go to this, it will be positive. Okay. Okay, now it's easy. Just multiply this equation by 6, and this is a constant one, so you don't have to multiply equation second by 1. Okay, so let me multiply it by 6. Equation 1, minus 6 to the 12I2 is equals to minus 6 6 36. Okay, minus of 6I1 plus of 8I2 is equals to 4. So let's change the sign. Plus, here is plus to minus, minus then plus then minus. This goes off. This is minus of 20I2 is equals to minus of 40. Okay, so my I2 is equals to 40 by 20, that is only 2 amperes. Look, my sign is positive, my I2 is positive. It means whatever direction I have taken is perfect, is alright. I have taken according my current is whatever direction of current I have taken is absolutely right. That's why it's plus. If you solve it in a different way, if you have taken it, if you have traversing your direction, suppose you have taken from this path, you have chosen this path, and maybe your current direction is different, you choose different, and by chance the answer will be negative. So don't worry about it. It means just your direction you have taken, maybe it not from, suppose the current is going from B to A, and maybe you have taken from A to B. That's why minus sign is coming over there. So don't worry, don't bother about the sign. It's just a direction. It's a matter of the direction. Okay. So we'll put I2 in any equation and can solve. So let's take equation first. We will put 2 amperes for I2. So minus of I1 minus of 2 into I2 2 plus 6 is equals to 0, so we'll get minus of I1 minus of 4 plus 6 is equals to 0, or minus of I1 minus minus 4 plus 6 is 2 plus 2. Okay, plus 2 is equals to 0, or I1 is equals to 2. Wow. Okay, so my I1 is 2 and my I1 is 2 and I2 is also 2. So hope you like this video, and I will give you more questions on Kirchhoff law in my next video. Definitely I'm going to give you more example. We will solve together more and more example. This is only a circuit problem, and only one circuit problem I have solved. In next my video I will definitely tell you more and more circuit problems I will give you. We will solve together, and also network problem we will discuss, where there is no power source. It means no voltage source or current source. So we'll solve that circuit, that network problem also. Till now, just concept I have tell you. So hope you have liked this. You like the video, and if you have any queries, so please do comment. I'll try to solve it. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much.